Let's turn our attention to Rio and the amazing amount of talent that's coming out of Texas. Who are the track stars to watch going into the trials here?
From Texas?
Yeah.
Well, you know, it's really interesting because we have a few athletes going there, and Leroy's son Cameron is running the sprints, as well as LaShawn Collins.
At U of H.
Yep,
Right.
U of H guys, and you know, there's a guy, Trayvon Burrell. Yeah, he lives in Waco.
Yep.
So he has a shot, definitely has a shot to make the team if he's healthy, because I know he's had a little injury, but he's been kind of a new young guy. So I guess those are the fastest guys here in Texas.
A couple girls, Courtney Okolo at Texas is running really, really well right now. She's got a really good shot. Marquise Goodwin.
Goodwin, the long jumper.
That's
right.
What about other athletes to watch outside of Texas?
Oh, I tell you, a lot of it's, you know, in the sprints, it's kind of, we're on the edge of the old guard kind of moving out. And I think that it's going to be a combination of the young ones and some of the old ones. But I think this is the last go-around for a lot of the old sprinters.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Now, you know, you both know firsthand about the pressure that these young athletes are facing going into the games. What advice would you give them, and, you know, and your son going into this before they compete?
Well, you know, I told Cameron the other day, I said that, you know, this is actually the most difficult time because you're ready now, but you got to wait another week or two for the trials. And actually, it's a week now, week and a half for the trials. But it's also a little bit of a nervous time because you can't afford to have anything go wrong now. You know, you can't get sick. You can't, you know, stub your toe. You know, you can't. Nothing bad can happen.
All the family members don't get sick or get hurt either.
Yeah, because you're right around them. And no hardy partying either here before.
None of that.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just the littlest thing right now can get you.
It's discipline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you think about it. You're 21 years old. You're going to your first Olympic Games, and you spent year after year after year thinking about it, even before you really thought you could make it. And then something can happen next Tuesday, and it's all over. It's just like that.
It's just like that.
Will either of you gentlemen be going to Rio?
Well, Carl.
Yeah, I'm
Carl's
going. I'm definitely going. Yeah.
I mean, it's up in the air. Like he's got to make it before I'm going.
Well, I expect him to be going because I expect Cameron to get on that team.
That would be wonderful, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would be.
When did you first realize I might have someone following my footsteps here?
Well, you know, Cameron crawled fast, so he's always been a little bit of a mover, and I never really, I knew that he would be an athlete, but I never wanted to put that type of pressure on him that he'd have to, you know, follow in my footsteps because it's a lot.
Yeah.
So we just try to keep him active, and he found track. You know, we didn't put him in track because we wanted him you know, to run. He decided, well, I think I want to try this, and we put him in, and he took his lumps early, especially when he was really young at the youth level. When he got to high school, he really took off, and I think you know, we were talking about this the other day that his collegiate career has been successful, but he's just been just this close, missed it by a little bit. You know, he's probably a tenth of a second from having won 3 NCAA championships.
Exactly.
You know, all total. All the losses at the NCAA meet, he's at all total a tenth of a second. You know, but I think he's in position now where if he is successful and he finally gets one, he'll really appreciate it. And as a father, you know, I think that's most important.
I guess you must feel almost like an uncle here in this situation,
yeah, well,
right?
it's interesting because just like Leroy does, I deal with Cameron every day. And first of all, he's great to coach because he kind of listens and tries things, and he has the emotion. You know, he's emotional too at times, and that's a good thing. But it never gets in the way of his performance, and that's what I like about it. I mean, what you just talked about. I mean, he's run one of the fastest times in history in the 60 indoors. He's been a great long jumper, international champion. Outdoors, he was that close to the 100 meters, and so it's for him. It's almost like it's a longer curve. But I think in the process of that, though, the whole idea is to have a longer career. So last year was a long jump. This year it's the 100, and so next year you start merging it. But I think the biggest thing is that he's easy to coach. He really is, and he wants to be good, and he wants to listen and hear it and try what I can do to become better.
thinking about other kids you'll work with in camps and stuff like that, they watch these Olympics. What are you hoping that they're taking from this? Their takeaway as they watch elite athletes compete in the Olympic Games, and here they are, just kids, you know, with a whole future ahead of them.
Well, I hope that they get in a sense of the joy you get in performing, but also how hard it is. And that's something that we really have to tell them. It's really difficult. And in track and field, believe it or not, if you're less than 98%, you are not competitive. Simple. You know, you don't make the final, they don't know your name. So if you're not 99 or better, forget it. And so which makes it very difficult. That's why training is so hard, because you're training yourself to be close to perfect all the time. You can't miss 2 free throws in a game.